Welcome to our homestead, welcome to our greenhouse. We finally got our planter boxes, and that is what today's video is all about. These amazing planter boxes that I found. We're gonna show you where to find them, how to put them together, how we're gonna protect against moles, because we actually have moles underneath our greenhouse right now, and how to manipulate and deal with the landscape fabric that we've got laid down as a foundation underneath the greenhouse. Come on with me inside and we'll show you how to put those together. Well, here they are. These are a TechRite brand and they're sold by Northern Tool. Now, normally I think they're $45. However, if you're a member of Northern Tool's program, which is kind of like Amazon Prime, they have specials and deals all the time. Our friend has that program, or he's paid for it, and we got these for 35 bucks a piece. That is a ridiculous deal. These are 6 foot long, 3 feet wide, and a foot deep. Now I'm extremely impressed with the thickness of the metal on these, and that is important for a planter box because it is going to last a long time compared to if you buy the regular wavy corrugated roofing that is sold in the big box stores. That wavy roofing metal, which is galvanized steel also, is usually 28 or even 30 gauge, and it's not going to last very long. It does, at that thin gauge, rust really fast. This is thick. This is actually 0.7 millimeter. That equates to 22 gauge. And the corner brackets that come with it are actually an entire millimeter thick, which is 19 gauge steel. That is really, really, really thick. This thing is going to be solid. It's not going to move. It's going to hold that dirt really, really well. I'm excited to put this together. Let's do it for you. For this portion of the build, you're just going to need a 10 millimeter socket and a Phillips head screwdriver. And we just have these little screws and nuts to put it together with. So what's also really, really nice about this steel is they've rolled and pinched the edge. I know a lot of the other ones out there that you find on like Amazon, they have a really sharp edge and you may need to buy some weather stripping or something. I think they actually make something to go over the edge of it. I don't know what it's called, but those edges are sharp. These are rolled and perfectly smooth. It's pretty awesome. So we have one of our corner brackets on one of our sides. This is really simple. It's just going to come together like this. So the ridges are going to be flush with the exterior of that corner, and the valleys are going to meet so you can put your screw through and into the holes on your corner bracket. Pretty simple. We're going to put our screw through the front, the nut on the back, and connect them together. Really easy. And if it's easiest for you to just put these screws in place and hand tighten the nut, do that, because I think it may go even faster putting it together. So what I'm doing is just putting these through the holes, just giving the nut a quick twist, and I will come back and tighten them in a minute. So we got the first one done. It took us only about 8 minutes to put together. I know I can get much faster than that. That was the first one I put together. So these are super fast, super easy to get done and get set up. Now we are leaving on the ends of our greenhouse space for potted plants. And of course on this side we have our, next to the tripod, our water hydrant. So we need to come in 4 feet off the ends. This is a 20 by 40 greenhouse. These are 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. I think I mentioned that before. But we're going to leave them about a foot actually from the edge. I don't want to walk behind them, and here's why. I got plenty of room walking down either side of the bed itself, and I just can't get close in this Quonset hut. I'd have to bring it out way too far. And what we want to do in the middle, in the center of the greenhouse, taking advantage of our purlin up there, is to put some skinny ones. I think they make some 2 foot wide ones. I hope they make some 18-inch wide ones where we can put them down the center of the greenhouse and grow tomatoes or something vining up and hang the strings from the purlin in the greenhouse. So that's the layout. I've done the calculations and I think I'm going to do 18 inches in between beds. And that's a normal spacing between beds. If you want to make it wider, you can make it wider. It doesn't matter. It's however you feel comfortable. Now we're going to get this thing settled into its position. We are going to take back this landscape fabric and we are going to put down actually some hardware cloth. This is some 1/4 inch hardware cloth that I had laying around. You can use 1/2 inch, but like I said, we have moles and voles and gophers underneath in this soft sandy soil that this greenhouse is built upon. So we need to protect our plants in here from all of those, and I don't want them just coming up right into the beds. So on the bottom, we are going to be placing this. This is perfect. We've got 3 foot wide hardware cloth. We're going to tack it down with some landscaping staples. Should be good to go. And as always, I will put a list of the materials that we used in the description below, like these landscaping staples, and all the tools that we used for the job. Now, you want to make sure that you're on level ground. We did our best to level this out by back dragging with our tractor bucket, but we've still got some bumps all over the place. So that place is a high side. Once I cut back the landscape fabric, this is in its proper position, and I cut it back, then I will take a shovel and just kind of dig out so this is nice and snug against our landscape fabric. Now, one of the easiest ways to get through this DeWitt Sunbelt landscape fabric, I'll also link that in the description below, is a blowtorch, because this is incredibly thick. I also do have on me a razor blade. We'll be using that as well, but to get the initial hole started, it's much easier to burn it with a torch, get that hole, and then we're going to cut it. Now what I'm doing is cutting back about 4 or 5 inches from the edge of the planter box. And I'm doing that so I have an overlap of materials and that I don't get a lot of bleed through. So I can overlap my landscape fabric with my hardware cloth and create a better barrier for anything coming in from underneath. Now it's important that you get out that center landscape fabric, because you're going to have vegetables like tomatoes that will put down pretty deep roots. Most things are going to stay in that 1 foot range, but it's always best to give them the deepest possible growing medium that you can. Now let's put this hardware cloth over top of our landscape fabric in the center here. Now you don't want to leave any big gaps with staples. You don't want to leave any big bumps where a vole, which is the smallest, can get up in. Usually they won't. If they run into a barrier like this with a landscape fabric, they're not going to come through it. They're going to turn around and go the other way. But it's best to be safe. Another tool you're going to need for the job is a pair of yellow, straight cut tin snips. Make sure everything that you're buying is galvanized or stainless, because it's going to be sitting under soil, wet soil, for a long period of time. There you go, she's done. It was super fast and easy. You can knock these out really quick and get your greenhouse up and running. Now it's on us to buy some soil this week to fill these things up with. Now go check out these 2 videos right here, which shows you exactly how we put together this Growers Solution greenhouse. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.